This isn't even their final form.
And we won't see that probably ever again. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's awesome to see.
No matter what, we're gonna be rich.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
That is certainly interesting.
Wait, what now?
Oh, evil!
God. Well then.
Oh my god.
They came in the right order, too.
Red, 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 red,
Are you bringing the
red.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what now? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 5 Faction Championship Edition of Tavern Talk, THL's first and only official recap show. You after this all sell, boys. You stay over there in that SHL garbage. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I love you, too. On tap tonight, we are going to have all of the championship hype you need, our recap of the semifinals matchup, and a whole bunch of Q&A because we got the time for it, and you guys actually put it out there. For some reason, my webcam doesn't want to capture right now, but it's okay, because to my left, your right, this is Hype City. We have the freshly shaven beauty. Actually, that's like 5 o'clock shadow beauty over there. How you doing, Mr. Slimsh?
It's been a day. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm a little sad. This is going to be the last Tavern Talk, but Bible Thump. I'm also excited for the finals and whatnot.
Yeah, it might be the final one, but look who we got here tonight. Sitting down below me, anchoring his corner, as he did for, 4 seasons of Tavern Talk?
A long time.
Mr. Cassie, how you doing?
This was last minute, by the way.
Oh, I'm great. I'm drinking piss for Piss Boys.
Piss boys!
It looks like straight piss.
And manning his pile of potatoes, watering them as always. Mr. Mange, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I have this like Thai peanut chicken thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's really fucking good. I'm
Dude,
eating that.
Thai peanut sauce is one of my favorite things ever. It's absolutely fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's good.
So I would like to note, guys, he changed before we came on stream here, but Slimsh had the blue THL hoodie underneath the jacket, and then got warm.
Yeah.
So he took the hoodie off, and he had the blue THL shirt on underneath it. This dude is THLception right now.
Yeah, you buy these things, you have to wear them at some point. I can only bring them out in public so much.
The funny thing about it, man, is I couldn't find a clean. I have 4 pieces of THL. I almost said paraphernalia, apparel, and none of it was clean because that's how often I rock it. But hype, we got some of the original crew. We got Mange from seasons 4 and 5, and D Lyman got caught up at work, but otherwise he'd be here with us tonight. So let's get into this thing. We had last week a very interesting playoffs that did not see 2 of the, I will call, mid-season favorites, Supreme and Entropy, in it, and it left us with this field of like, damn, who's gonna take this thing? A lot of us on Tavern Talk picked Aeon in the beginning to win, but when you looked at the overall field, it was really anybody's game. So as the Harry Generals and Aeon faced off last week, for the most part, those of us who were on Tavern Talk last week thought that Aeon would take it. Cassidy and Slimsh, as you were not on last week, were your thoughts any different?
No, I think Aeon's kind of been. I would have called them the favorite. I think at the outset of the whole postseason, I thought they were the team most likely to walk away because they've just kind of hit their stride midseason and haven't really looked back. And their team is just very well built, top to bottom. Everybody's performing well. So they looked like the team to beat coming in, and they're 1 week away from sealing the deal. But Team Rank 5 knows what that's like, so they are very far from being done.
Mange, would you agree with Cassie and not Mange, sorry, Slimsh? I'm just so used to going to Mange for input.
Yeah, I'm a really big believer in Aeon. I think they are very well organized as a team and very solid from top to bottom. There was a lot of shakiness to them in the beginning of the season, but once they hit their stride, there wasn't much looking back, and they've been really, really successful. And yeah, I don't know. I just got a really, really good feeling about them.
So in last week's matchup, One of the question marks that we've kind of had all season long when we do look at Aeon, right? I think it was D. Lyman and myself, Mange, correct me if I'm wrong, who were talking about them being favored in the 1 through 4 seed, or was that you and I?
It was you and I.
Yeah, so then we see the town drunk Donnie Wrench coming out with another big win this season. How do we feel about the overall strength of the lower seeds of Aeon moving forward with their strong performances over Gurn Blanston and Bork, THL veterans last week?
So Jordan Blanson has had a lot of success in THL. I'm not quite sure how well he did this season, but I think he did mostly well. Bork had struggled a little bit, but I think overall, like, you have to be really impressed with what Dark Seed and the Town Drunk were able to do, especially Donnie, right? The Town Drunk. Like him. I've been picking against him for most of the season, but for him to come out and win another match 3-2, he's a big reason why Aeon is where they are.
And Slimsh did just throw out there into the chat, and you know what? We could give him the congratulations here from everybody. Mr. Darkseed hit Legend for the first time a couple days ago.
Yeah, 4 and 5 seeds, man. They hit Legend. It's good times.
So, right on, and congratulations to that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because of the lower seeds last week that Aeon beat the General's top hat, and Ridiculous lost 2-3 to Chigmo and Jedi, which those would be big shockers to people watching. So they really got bailed out by Dark
Yeah,
Seed.
I think if you had said a week ago that Jedi and Chigmo are both going to win, like, you would just be saying there's no way Aeon's going to win that match. But they found a way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bringing Paladin and all. Jedi. What's that?
Said Murlocs, baby.
Yeah, there we go. This is 2 back-to-back weeks that we've seen Kugmar take out THL vets and very well-respected players in D. Lyman and Mark Shire. So you got to feel real good with that 1 seed heading into a very tough matchup next week. And I don't think, if correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think if you're Aeon, you stress too much about Top Hat and Ridiculous dropping this one. But it does leave, a few question marks. But do you guys see it as anything other than a close loss?
Well, they both were 5-game series. We don't know the ins and outs of what led to those. And it might be something that they are adjusting for this week. But yeah, I don't know that they're too worried about it. They seem to be in pretty good spirits everywhere.
It's Hearthstone, and I'm not kidding when I say almost anyone can beat anyone, especially if you're playing competitively in THL. So you just, figure out why it happened, if there's something you could do to fix it, and you move on, and you don't dwell on it.
So now on the other side of the conference, in the other conference here, Yellow takes on Yellow, much like Pink taking on Pink up above, as Hearthstone Academy and Parallax throw down. And we saw some very interesting matchups. Brewski has had a hell of a season going up against Super Sam, and while unable to take that victory home, the rest of the team comes through in a big way, especially in the 2 through 4 spots. But was there any unexpected wins there, either in favor of Parallax or somebody that you thought stole one at Hearthstone Academy last week?
Well, 2 of these matches were on Salty Saturday. I would probably pick Gemini over Scritch, but man, Scritch nearly got it, and I can't even remember. There were some weird plays.
Yeah.
But I can't remember exactly what. And then Arcturus, formerly Eridan of Parallax, brought the very strange Shaman and got swept by JB, which I don't know if you chalk that up as a huge surprise. JB was over 100 PR favorite, but even so, it seemed like an interesting decision that kind of went awry.
Yeah, Cassie and Mange, I know that Slimsh was casting it, so obviously he watched it. Did you get a chance to see that Shaman deck that he brought on Salty Saturday?
Who, Eridan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was.
some kind of crusher.
That deck was just trash, and he lost. Shocking.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and I hadn't had a chance to watch the VOD, so I'm not quite sure what it was, but sounds fun.
But like maybe I don't know. Maybe you're looking at someone who's an over 100 PR favorite over you, and you're just thinking that if you're not going to beat them straight up, so you play a gimmick like Control Shaman and try to catch him off guard to win. Like I don't know. That could have been a legit strat,
Yeah,
but
Paradan's and Arcturus is in chat. Normal Control Shaman. I'm just not sure why you'd play a Control Shaman. I think
Yeah.
you could play like a slower mid-range Shaman if that seemed right, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
like,
get Control Shaman.
it's just not established as a meta deck, and I tend to think at this point that's for a reason.
So we do see the sweep coming in JB's favor, and me, myself, and I continues to have a fantastic season sweeping Houdini. But this is going to set up for an interesting matchup as we now flip to talk about our finals. And really the way that these two teams are built. Or actually, it's not even that they were built. If you go back and you look at week 1 PRs and where folks ended up at the end of the season, you have 2 players on Aeon and nearly 3 on Hearthstone Academy that have climbed to or close to the 500 club. And then there's kind of these question marks in the lower half as to what's going on. Now we look at one thing I wanted to highlight and immediately get your guys' input on, because we could talk in depth about the Brewski and Kongmar, how big of a throwdown that's going to be. But what do you guys think about this 3-seed matchup as Aeon takes on Hearthstone Academy in the championship, and Ridiculous is going up against JB in the season that he's had?
This is the matchup. I don't want to spoil for too much later in the show, but this is the matchup I think Hearthstone Academy has to win, and they should win. If Ridiculous manages to beat JB, and I haven't really looked at their lineups, but assuming that there's no crazy lineup stuff, like if Ridiculous manages to win, like Aeon's in a really good spot going forward, and vice versa. Hearthstone Academy needs JB to pull out a win to find their path to victory this week. So. I'm really excited. Apparently they're playing tonight too. So
on that topic, hold on, before we venture too far from that, I think it would be easiest for us to right now, instead of having to dodge it, address Cassie's question that was going to be in the Q&A, because I think it's a great analysis point that we can make now. Cassie asked, when we look at the championship here, which match do you think is as close to a lock for either team as Hearthstone would allow? So we're taking into account the fact that, RNG happens and anybody could beat anybody, but all things in like a perfect vacuum here, which is the most likely to lock for either side? So Cassie, would you say that would be your spot?
Yes, I think it would be JB over Ridiculous.
Might be closer than you think. I'm looking at some stats, and JB went 6-3 in the season. Ridiculous went 5-4. So I don't know. Ridiculous holds his own in the 3-seed. Seems like, but yeah, I would tend to favor.
So would you say it's the same for you there, Slimsh?
Yeah.
Mage,
yeah, you could say it's a favorite by like 60 something.
Mage, are you jumping on that bandwagon too?
Yeah. I think that if you extend the playoffs, JB's record's 8-3 versus Ridiculous 6-5. And I know last week, according to Aeon, that Ridiculous played memes because their match was locked up by that point. And so maybe that's why he dropped that match to Jedi. But overall, JB for most of the season was the 2-seed. Performed very well. And I think that Hearthstone Academy going forward, they really need the JB match to be a win for them.
So I understand that there's a great deal of importance being put on this 3-seed match, but I'm actually going to go with a different pick. I'm going to say it's actually in the 5-seed. I think Donnie Wrench gets a huge win over Scritch. Looking back at the week that we played Hearthstone Academy, I was in the 4-seed and got my ass handed to me by Sage, but Bitbeaker took on Scritch. I'm calling him Screech like Saved by the Bell here. That might have to stick. And I practiced with Bit that week. I am not going to lie, I didn't really like his lineup And for him to come in and get, I think that was one of his only victories this season. Um,
Indirect shade.
and Donnie, I know for whatever reason this season has decided that he's gonna dedicate himself to getting better and putting together a good season, and he has. So I'm gonna actually be the odd one out here and say that I think Donnie over Scritch should be a lock for Aeon. Yeah, I'm already seeing Scritch boys in there in the chat here. So let me ask you this one now, guys. As you look at like two heavyweights, because there's multiple seeds where you could pick this. Really, really great matchups going on. Which slugfest are you looking forward to the most in this matchup?
All of them? Really? Brewski versus Kongmar seems incredible with both the seasons that they've had. Me, myself, and Top Hat Demon, that seems like a great matchup. And Sage and Darkseid. Sage is someone that we slept on super early in the season when he was struggling, but lately has been pulling out some wins. And Darkseid, he just hit Legend. He's been winning all season. That's a great match as well. I don't know a ton about Scritch, but those first three, I think, especially Brewski and Kongmar, like that's something to really look forward to, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Anybody else, like guys? I'm looking at this and it's like 1 through 3. I know that JB ridiculous looks like it's not as close as it is, but guys, you can't always pay attention to just the numbers. I know JB's been having a hell of a season, but you can't just write ridiculous off with past performance. Go ahead, Slim.
I think Brewski and Kongmar are the closest. Kongmar, it's actually interesting. Has needed to be subbed a few weeks, so it doesn't have the biggest sample size, but Kongmar's up there in the 1 seed for a reason. Top Hat's had a pretty decent season, and Kongmar's there, so I think that one's going to be the closest. I think Me, Myself, and I is actually a pretty, reasonable favorite over Top Hat Demon, looking at some things.
Really?
Looking at some things. What things
You
are you
gonna
looking at?
elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking at all the stats, and Me, Myself, and I has like a 10% better win rate than Top Hat Demon. He's only dropped 2 games. He was undefeated for the longest time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you were to name a favorite in the top 2 seeds, that one's more so than anything you could draw from the 1 seed match.
Yeah, he's kind of been like the boy wonder this season, right?
He is a boy wonder with the elephant photo.
This kid just walking in here, never hit Legend, and just raffle stomping 2 seeds throughout THL.
The flip side to that, though, even if he has a 10% higher game win rate, is that Top Hat Demon played most of the season in the 1 seed, and Me, Myself, and I played a lot of his season in the 3 seed. So they're not exactly playing against the same level of competition.
Yeah, that's true. Like, we know Top Hat's a stud, right? Like, we know he's good at Hearthstone.
Yeah, I think very highly of both of them. I think that it's going to be pretty good.
So here's a question for you. Just came up in chat. And I'm kind of looking at this. When you weigh those 2 players, you have to look at
I guess I'm wrong.
If you look at the stats of who just brought this up, Parker says strength of schedule, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. As I look at the 3 seeds, that might be one of the only spots that I don't really see that being a legit argument. Just some 3 seeds that Me, Myself, and I would have had to go up against before he switched up. Comp, Twiz, Blue Spartan, who I know underperformed this season compared to what he was hyped as. I was going to say Cake Tripod, but he kind of didn't have the best of seasons.
Yeah, but we're comparing that to Markshire and Slimsh.
Truth, but is that every week sort of deal? Let's see, hold on.
In that conference, pretty much.
D. Lyman, Loch Ness. No, wait, you're right. He was a 1 seed for most of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Phenom, Hector Howell,
Racy.
Troy McClure. But yes, there was also
that Cassidy guy was a 1 seed for a while.
There was Double O's, there was Slimsh, there was Racy, there was Markshire, but there was also guys that were struggling to keep over 400 in the 1 seed there in the cotton candy division. So I don't know. I think if you looked at like I don't know what the proper term is, like opponents that you should struggle versus opponents you should be able to handle as a skill matchup, I think both guys faced about 60% ish of right, because you're gonna be playing 9 other teams. If 4 out of the 9 matchups you have aren't as good, I don't know. I don't like that argument. I'm gonna be real with you, because I'm looking at some of these 1 seeds that he would have had to go up against, and depending on when he played them, and I have to go through every single week, I don't know if that's a valid argument.
I don't
think
know.
there's something there to it. Like just subjectively, the 3 seed has less strong players than the 1 seed. Like that's
Yeah, I mean,
Truth. But I'm trying to look at it.
Parker's able to farm there pretty hard. That's a pretty good indicator when someone's like of a
yeah. I mean,
significant skill level, which is Parker, even though he hasn't played the game much lately. When someone's able like that is able to just dominate in a seed, it's a good point of cutoff.
yeah.
Yeah, but Parker is in a different seed than the one being discussed.
We're talking 3 seed.
Right, but we're talking the 3 seed from Black Yellow versus the 1 seed, because Top Hat dropped. Me, myself, and I went up, right?
Yeah.
So, and then there's the inherent argument of like, well, he was a 3 seed, so level of competition 3 seed isn't as good, but you can only play who they put you up against, right? And
right, but using just that fact, you can just. I'm not making a guess on who's going to win or lose. All I was doing is saying that me myself's win rate is a little bit inflated because he's much better than all the 3 seeds that he's playing against versus Top Hat Gaming playing against 1 seeds. That was the only argument that I was making. I think that they're both very skilled, and I don't know who's going to win. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Oh yeah. No, and I wasn't trying to take it. I was trying to answer Mark Shire's not Mark Shire, sorry, Parker's comment from when Slimsh mentioned the higher win rate, he brought up strength of schedule, and then that also brings up the question of seeding, right? Like, so there is that I couldn't make it stay in the 1 seed, so I dropped. I was too good to be a 3 seed, so I rose. So now are we both where we belong? That's kind of like the ultimate question that we end up with here. And you know, it could be a great test for both of them to find out really where they could have been. I know it's only 1 week, but it's a skilled opponent to go up against here.
Sure.
I just lost the championship page. I had a question about one of the other matchups, and I took something from chat and got thrown off. Because that's how good I am at this, guys. It only takes one comment to make me lose my train of thought. So we talked about Brewski Kungbar being a slug match. Where's that happening? Where can I see that? How can I watch that one play out?
That one's actually going to be on Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time.
All right.
And I don't know who's going to stream it yet because I'm still trying to figure out who's going to be hosting streams. If C Parker's out there, hit me up.
So if you haven't seen it yet, you should go watch the video I made on the Team Hearth League thing. Top Hat Demon, me, myself, and I. Is that the one that's happening tonight at like 9:30?
No, that would be ridiculous. And JV at 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern. So when's Top Hat Demon?
Top Hat Demon, they need to let me know. They've given vague availabilities, and I gave them times that they could choose, and they need to pick one.
All right. Do we know about the other 2 matchups then? Sage and Darkseid?
Yes. Sage and Darkseid, they're playing. It depends on Top Hat's availability. They can play starting at like 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, or I was thinking Salty Saturday could expand out of its normal time range. It could start a little bit earlier if that works better. They might play at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and Donnie and Scritch are playing at 10 p.m. on Saturday. So, yeah, it seems like between 8 and 10, we might just have three matches. We might have one tonight, or we're definitely going to have one tonight. It's just a question of it's going to get hosted, and then Sunday noon. Hopefully that Sunday match can matter. Because it'd be sad if it didn't.
Yeah, I like when it comes down to that final match, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
keep.
that's a really good match for it to come down to too. That's Kungmar and Brewski.
So I guess the moral of the story here, folks, is keep an eye on the Facebook page for updates, and also if you're not already following this Twitch, follow it. So
not winning anything.
what did I just? Oh God.
That's what NWA said.
See, this is what we need, man. Is Cassidy's chat interaction with he's like the producer that answers all the tweets live. So like
Yeah, it's the best.
Gosh. All right. So if we have to pick, I'm pretty sure Mange and I already made it clear when we picked Aeon to win the whole thing at the beginning of the playoffs. Mange, has that changed at all for you?
No. No offense to Hearthstone Academy. I'm sure they surpassed everyone's wildest expectations on this show. But Aeon is my pick. I think they're pretty good.
I'm also going to stick with mine. So let's hear from Slim Cassidy on your victor who you think's going to be the victor and why.
I'm going to root for Hearthstone Academy. I want to see the new kids on the block do it. Because I don't think we've had that happen ever. So I think
Season Alpha.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the teams who have won championships are generally established teams.
Mm-hmm.
How long were the noobs around before they won? A few seasons, right?
A few seasons, yeah.
And Aeon's been around for a few seasons. They've been since season 3, so they're relatively established.
So for you, Slimsh?
Yeah, I go with Aeon. I just think that, I was kind of dumb earlier with the argument about me, myself, and I's win rate. I think they're slightly more favored as far as the top goes, and I think the bottom seeds, especially Dark Seed, have come a really, really long way. Dark Seed's a PR below Sage, but I really think Dark Seed's come a long way. Dark Seed's done so much coaching with Kungmar and Top Hat Demon, and he speaks very highly of them, and I believe him because they seem so well connected as a team, and that just makes all the. That's how you get a Jesus. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Aeon I think is definitely favored. Like, I think it's really hard to pick against them at this point, but man, it'd just be fun to see the rookie team just come in and win it.
Yeah, I mean that'd be really cool. It'd be a huge inspiration for any new team whoever comes into THL.
I was just about to say, can we parlay this into what you had asked Slimsh as a framework for a discussion?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this was in the Q&A section, but it's less of a question and more of just a talking point here. So the Mr. Slimsh here asked, since Season 3, which is when Aeon came about, their roster has always been very hyped but lacking in results. Season 5, they have been very loud. Clearly, this is a good culture driving their success, and their Season 5 hasn't been without hardship either early on. But with other familiar faces dropping off in the playoffs, Hearthstone Academy is totally new to the league. They have come all the way to the finals and can finally show the league that the yellow division is legit. How important is the story of Hearthstone Academy for those new to the league, new captains, new everything? Especially if they could pull off a win.
This is funny. This is the second week where at the last minute I got on Tavern Talk and I actually asked the question.
So you can, obviously you asked it because you have a thought, right? So, like, what were you thinking when you were posing this question? What was going through your head about the importance of Hearthstone Academy's story?
I was just kind of looking at the two teams who made it all the way to the finals and just thinking what they are all about. And I looked back to the season pages because I couldn't remember exactly when Aeon started, and I remembered that they started in Season 3. And I've always remembered that we've always looked at Aeon, maybe not so much from the start, but definitely last season. They got rated pretty high in the preseason power rankings. And they just, I think that was the season they had Gallon too. And we were really hyped on Gallon because we knew exactly who he was. And we gave them all the credit in the world, and it just didn't amount to much. And over the offseason, Petrucci took a really hard look at his team, and he was really careful about the way he built it and the way he organized it. And it just seems to be paying off so much. And these guys are just everywhere in Discord. They're just all over the place, and you hate them, but you love them too. So, yeah, I think Aeon's turned into a really, really cool team this season, and I can definitely root for that. And then Hearthstone Academy just comes out of nowhere. And they're pretty well known too. Sage makes himself known. Me, myself, and I is just about everywhere. Even Scritch gets around.
Scritch gets around. Kappa.
They're just every single one of them. JB's kind of Dunamis' friend. He's no stranger to competitive Hearthstone at all, and probably knew about the league a good amount through that. But they're just all completely new, and they're crushing it.
So
I
just
think it's cool for these two forces to come against each other, and all the familiar teams fell down. Supreme with very, very, very familiar faces, even though it was kind of a joke that we took that name. The Generals fell. Parallax, formerly the Damaged Ones, fell. Entropy.
So let me ask you guys something here, right? I'm going to say a few names. I want you guys to tell me what I'm thinking about. Top Deck Kings. Filthy Casuals. Boom Squads. Superheroes. Continuum. What's the theme here, guys?
Did you say Boom Squad?
Yep.
Teams? I don't get it.
New teams that did not have success and quickly exited the league, right? For one reason or another.
Continuum went to the finals.
Yeah,
They did.
They
All right, sorry, hold on. Maybe I was mistaking them when I looked at their names with somebody else from that division, Red Division that season. Who was it? The Angry Chicken Fan Club? They were around for a couple seasons too and did all right.
Yeah, they're around for a couple of seasons. Boom Squad was around for a couple of seasons.
Boom Squad is a good meme. Oh, those were the days.
Here's these teams that came into the league new, right? Well, we'll cut Continuum off that list because I'm clearly mistaking them. And they didn't have success, and they didn't really stick around afterwards, right?
Well, the teams didn't stick around,
but the players did.
Some of the players did. A lot of the players didn't as well.
But here's my point to this, right? It shows those who might look at a history like that and go, "Oh, Harry Generals." I just took a quick look and saw 3 or 4 different times where they were either in the semifinals or the championship. You look at Team Rank 5. You look at Noobs. You look at some of these teams that have been around season after season after season, right? And it starts to feel like there's this ceiling you have to break through. And the Hearthstone Academy is showing teams out there that this isn't just a good old boys league. You could bring something new in, and especially with the fact that, dude, look at their roster. Like, did we know these names? You know, they're new folks. They're a new team, and they came in. They're doing something awesome right now, and they're showing other people that you can do this. I don't know how many people look through our past seasons when they're trying to figure out whether or not they want to make a team and kind of see if there's any patterns being formed. But I think they're setting the tone for other teams to come in, take it serious from the start, realize what the league is, and put together a really cool storyline like this.
To be fair, when you go on the site and try to look at past seasons and look at the history of teams, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And through our website improvement, that'll probably be much improved. Like with player profiles, there'd be team profiles.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, like their past and such.
I think maybe I'll talk to Ridiculous tonight about getting standings up there, because standings aren't up in past seasons, or at least some of them. And I think it'd be cool to have a comprehensive overview of all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, cool stuff with Hearthstone Academy.
Oh, wait, Jack Sucks.
Yes.
So what you were talking about before, where those teams didn't have success and then they left, you can kind of look at Aeon that way. In the past few seasons, I can't even remember if they made playoffs. Maybe they did one of the seasons.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think they made playoffs. So they definitely fit the bill of those teams who didn't find success. But I mean,
They stuck with
team,
it though,
the team
right?
never left. The rosters changed quite a bit, but that was all. I think that was all pretty natural. Like the person who stuck with them all along was Top Hat Demon, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think the Trucci might have played on himself the first season. But Top Hat Demon's been there all along.
Yep, Top Hat Demon's the only remaining original player.
Yeah, so eventually, I mean, lack of success can turn into win-win-win.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're, for any new team that struggled early, I think they're
Yeah.
they're the blueprint, right?
I was about to say that's pretty cool, right? You got the strugglers that stayed plugging, and you got the new kids that had success first time around, right?
And if you look at Aeon, like in their entire history, they got a little bit better each season until now they're either the best or the second best team in this league.
Oh, and the other cool thing about Aeon is their captain was Petrucci, who broke off from having some time with the Harry Generals too. So
Yeah.
I mean that definitely has a.
Wasn't that the season?
Petrucci knows the league very, very well. So
wasn't that the season that the Harry Generals popped the cap and had to split up, and we expanded to 20 teams the first time, and we needed like a reliable captain?
Was that? Wait, did they win?
I think they won the season. They had to get rid of people, and we were looking for 4 new captains for the first attempt at the 20-team league.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Petrucci did win that championship.
Season 3 was 20. Yeah.
Yo,
wait. The Petrucci Gurn Wombo combo.
And then Richard asked him because we needed a captain, and Richard really had a lot of.
Yeah.
Wasn't that under like a week's notice too that he put that team together?
Oh yeah.
And then he gave us the hype emails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah, I remember that.
I remember everything.
I remember it all. It's so beautiful.
I remember. I'm gonna post their championship poster in the chat.
Man, I can't wait to see this season's championship poster. I wonder if Petrucci will get on it, or if he'll have to pull a Coach Cassie and MS paint that.
Yeah, I hope so. He MS painted my name on. Love to return that favor.
Oh man.
That was the best.
So what are some of the other? So we got that question. Okay. All right. I don't know if I want to.
Feel the Gurn. It was so good.
I don't know if I want to open that can of worms. I actually.
Gurns when I.
All right. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this question for no other reason than like I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this argument at this point. And actually, I almost, instead of making that hype video I made for the Facebook page before we came live, I almost went and tallied this up to try to figure a statistical way to just be, honestly, I wanted to be Jerry about this. If Hearthstone Academy were to be Aeon, would that validate the yellow-black as equal or better? No, it would not. It's a single freaking match. As much as I would like it to shut people up, it won't.
Yeah, between like the one of 2 good teams in yellow-black.
I think they would need a best of 7 at least to really determine this thing. But we've got one match.
You would just determine, who's better between those 2 teams. It really doesn't say anything about the rest of the strength of the conference.
But I don't even think you would determine that, Mange, to be honest with you, because like Slim said, I think we would need a best of 7 to even fully.
That's what
best of 7, big time round robin deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part.
No, that's good. No, it doesn't really prove anything.
It'd be so many games though.
Yeah.
That Hearthstone Academy is the best team. If they win, they can prove that. And really, that's like, I mean, why do you play, right? Like, you play to win. You play to win the championship. So,
yeah, I mean, it's not their fault. Like,
it really doesn't matter for them.
No one's gonna look back on the season and be like, well, that was the season that they had an easy conference. Like, nobody gives a shit once the next season starts. Like, there's no asterisk, but no, this week isn't going to change any of that just because, like, the road to the playoffs and through the playoffs is just significantly easier for that side.
Oh my
Which,
God.
I mean, like, nobody's saying LeBron James's championships don't count because he played in the Eastern Conference. But, like, He had the same deal. He had, like, a free path to the finals every year. So it is what it is. Like, who cares? RNG messed it up. RNG will mess it up again next season, and hopefully it'll mess it up for different people, And then, like, all these people that were black and yellow and, like, we're not that bad, like, they'll get in the stacked conference, and then they'll be salty about it. That would be great. Hopefully Markshire doesn't get in the stacked division, like, one time.
Yeah, poor Markshire.
Yeah, dude, he's always in the best division. Like, it's kind of sad.
Look at the textualizer of that copy pasta. It turns Richard into Slick Rick. Respect to you, Slick Rick.
Slick Rick. Props for your time and again and again.
Oh fuck! I need to turn him into Slick Rick.
Right back up in your motherfucking
Clearly,
ass.
you don't like our crew, and that's fine, yo.
Oh man.
Have Funk playing up in a pointless league where there be not a goddamn thing up in it.
Oh fucking Christ!
All right. So the final question we have on the docket for tonight is from Smoke Salmon. Once the final ends, free agency will begin. With the league constantly adding new captains, what sort of tips can you give them to find quality players? I actually just read that one live. I'm going to be honest, guys. It feels like you're jumping the gun on the championship here, right? Like, it ain't off-season yet, bro. We talk about the off-season in the off-season, right?
Although, to be fair, there's no off-season Tavern talk because you're leaving us.
Well,
True.
all right. So we'll answer this question, I guess, then. Tips that you would give to the captains or the players? With the league constantly adding new captains.
It seems like tips to the captains.
Tips to the captain.
Your tip, and we did this a lot with Team Rank 5, and some days it felt like bashing your head against the wall. But, like, you got to get people in and talk to them. You have to, like, have team conversations with, it's almost like an interview. It's not really an interview, but, like, you're just hanging out. Because if you don't like each other, you don't prepare well. And then you obviously want to, like, you want to scrim against them, and you want to see what they do and don't do well, and what they are and are not comfortable trying, because I think that's all kind of part of the game plan. It just reminds me, like, we had this one guy we talked to in Discord. He literally talks to us live from a college student union. No push to talk, like speakerphone. Like, we're just hearing conversations from all over the student union. And we knew right then, yeah, Parker's talking about him in chat. And he wanted us to watch him play the Tavern Brawl. We were like, yeah, I don't think this is going to work out.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, was this about the time that you found your Tempo Priest player?
Yes, it was the same week.
yep, he was one of them as well.
This was the other guy. And he's like,
Cthulhu Priest without Cthulhu.
go ahead and play your play some Hearthstone. We're just gonna spectate you, not really say anything right away. He's like, so do you want me to play Tavern Brawl or?
It is Hearthstone,
Yeah.
technically.
I'll never forget. It's like, Becky slept with Jason last week. And we're like, bro, can you, like, put push to talk on? Come on. Like,
I think
Greek
that should
life
be.
is-
I'm
we're
being
done
honest with you.
that.
I think that should be a new league for THL is
Tavern
the
Brawl.
Tavern Brawl League.
Oh, we
Oh,
tried that. We
God.
were gonna do Tavern Brawl tournaments at one point, like in its
We did them.
infancy. We did.
I
Actually.
won the first two.
Oh
Actually,
man.
what my ass.
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
both
right.
The Tavern Brawl tournaments in the semifinals. Like,
We must have missed out the Banana Brawl one because people hated that. Oh.
Banana
Oh,
Oh,
Brawl.
no, we played the Banana Brawl. I beat you in the final, Slim.
Yeah.
Wait, was I playing my Shaman?
Yep.
What happened?
I think it was Conquest, and you had to win with 2 decks, and we
Oh,
went to
screw
game
that.
3.
Oh.
LHS, the Shaman was so good. Infinite value, infinite banana value. People didn't know.
Bananas on bananas on bananas.
I missed that brawl. I wish we could replay it.
Yeah, so I would say as well, back when I was a captain, one of the mistakes I used to make a lot was signing people feeling like I was under pressure, sight unseen. It's almost better to go with a player that you know / have talked to that might be at the lower PR than blindly picking. I won't say who it was, but I blindly picked a 400 PR person that ended up being the worst decision I ever made as a captain. And I would not recommend you doing that. Like,
Paul wasn't bad.
huh? Man, the first picture Salt ever posted on, or his first profile picture he had this hood up and this massive beard, and he looked like a fucking Jedi, man. And I was like, I could roll with this dude. And then I got him into chat, and he's sitting there. I just play Secret Paladin. And I knew at that moment I loved him.
You gotta love Salt.
Oh man.
Oh man, good times with
Rip
Salt.
Secret Paladin. Used to get banned all the time.
Salt Wiz combo. That was a team for a season, right? They were pretty good.
Yep.
That's a good team.
Twist made Netherstorm after that.
He did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just to add to Smoke Salmon's question real quick, and Petrucci and I actually, before this season, before he had picked his team out, Em and I had a long conversation about this, because he was struggling getting the right guys for his team and like wanted to build a team culture.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for players, I would say the most important thing that you could possibly do is to find players who are like-minded. You don't have to have all the same opinions and ideas, but just someone who approaches the game in the same way, approaches other things, outside of the game similarly to you, and you build a team of guys who, at that point, they'll all have some chemistry together. They all view things similarly, and you could really build a culture that way, just plugging people in and out. So. Yeah, I mean, Parker just said in chat, we always agree. No, Parker and I rarely agree on anything.
Oh, God, man.
But we think very similarly in a lot of ways about how the game works and just certain philosophies.
Just life.
Yeah, just, whatever. And
we're really good at talking each other off of cliffs, too. I almost quit HOTS last night.
It works for us.
Oh, no.
And then, nope.
You get people in the interview, and you have to interview. Like, you have to. And you figure out, like, okay, can I spend 10 weeks with this guy? And, is it going to work out? And then you build from there.
Yeah, and if you've been in THL and chill, you know that, Aeon loves each other.
Yeah, I mean, look at them. They are always going to bat for each other. They're always clowning around and hanging out with each other in Discord. Like, they're very clearly a team. And, it's not a coincidence that they ended up in the finals.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I have the best advice for how captains can go, because I was a captain for a little while, and I wasn't a very good one. But, man, did I like going on Reddit and finding people, and I found some good people, too. That's where we got C. Parker.
Good
people.
And the Anarchist. Drew Man came from there. Swanky Tiger.
Swanky Tiger.
So, I don't know.
Wait, was he on Boom Squad?
Oh, yeah. He was just for a little while, but. So I would just look around. I mean, signing THL veterans is going to be hard, but you never know. People leave their teams from time to time.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. I would talk to the more successful captains. If you can ever pick Mage's brain, that'd be a good time.
Jedi just popped into chat. What up, Jedi? So I think that's it for the Q&A there, right? That was all of it? That'd be all of it. All right, so that brings us to PSAs. I don't have any. Do you? Actually, I'll say this. Captains, if folks talking about off-season stuff, do us a favor. Save it for Monday. It's not off-season yet. If your team was in the finals, you'd want your shine as your flag flies.
Mm-hmm.
So, hold off on off-season stuff until it's actually the off-season. That's my PSA.
Yeah, don't be that guy that pops into Discord and you're like, you guys can't wait to see the team I have next season. Like, no one gives a shit. Just wait. Oh, PSA. Jack Sox is leaving Tavern Talk, and he's doing it to head up the one and only Valkyrie stream team. So everybody make sure you hashtag support small streamers. And just give Jack Sox a little bit of what he's given the league over the last 3 years, doing this last 2 years, right? Year and a half.
Yeah, about that long, man.
Of doing just making the coolest piece of content THL's ever had, which is taking the league to a whole new pedestal in terms of what we expect from people that are creating content. Like, this show has been fantastic, and he's been the engine that's run it from the very beginning. So pay some of that back, you know.
Got some feels, man. I'm about to spam
Yeah.
the Valkyrie stream team link in chat, though.
Thank you.
Makes me sad, yo.
Well, you know,
Sad.
it's a very difficult decision. It's not something that I just thought about one day, and I don't know that the off-season itch doesn't get to me. And when I start hearing about the preseason special, guys, sometimes you get an itch to pursue something different, and I thought that we created something really cool here with Tavern Talk. I ran into another great group of guys and gals that are trying to do something very similar amongst the Twitch community, and I would not be pleased with myself if I didn't at least give it an attempt to pursue it. But I thank you guys so much. Thanks, Cassie, for the kind words, and you guys for showing up every Thursday to hang out with us. Been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen to Tavern Talk, but if it sticks around, I think whoever it is that's running the show should ask you to come on, be a guest every once in a while. For old time's sakes, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be
Yeah.
nice, man.
Nice.
All right, let's get off the Bible thump, though. Let's get off the Bible thump. Let's get on to our parting thoughts and our beautiful things to say about this league and this championship and getting that hype train going for... Guys, this is honestly a great matchup. The more I look at this on paper, the more excited I am to see it play out.
Yep.
So, Slimsh, let's get your party thoughts for the evening, sir.
Oh my God, how can I even give that? Yeah, Detrucci, you just got here. The show's been going on for about an hour. I don't know. It feels unreal if this is the last episode of Tavern Talk. It's really sad, but it's cool to be here with Cassidy and Mange and you, since it's kind of how it started and kind of how it's continued. I don't know. The show's really, really special, and I think THL is going to be much worse without it. So I hope something can fill in. If someone has the spirit, I guess, and the talent to fill Jack Sox's shoes with your big shoes.
Yeah.
Big
geez.
shoes.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Tavern Talk's been really, really special, and it's way, way better than After the Salt Settles.
Oh, shit.
Like,
Oh,
if
I mean-
if a week went by where there was Tavern Talk, but not, or like no Tavern Talk, that's real feels bad, man. No After the Salt Cells, I can live with that. But if there's no Tavern Talk, it's just, it hurts.
Oh, coming from Slimsh. That's when
Oh,
you know it's
man.
real.
Right.
Oh, man.
That's
I'm very
savage.
biased.
Savage.
Re-elect me.
I think you lost about 2.5 votes there, Slimsh.
Wait, why is there a half?
One person makes the spreadsheets but doesn't read them on the show.
God.
Damn. Oh, shit. Mage, your pile of potatoes. Follow that one up.
How do I do that? I don't know, man. Jack Sox, thanks for having me, dude. Thanks for having me on the first episode. And the last 2 seasons, it's been a ton of fun. And hopefully, one day maybe we can do a Tavern Talk reunion or something. We can get us all together and do it again, because it's always fun. So I appreciate it, dude. KHL, I think that we're going to stream a match in like an hour, so look out. Be on the lookout.
Somebody needs to. This needs to happen.
Mr. Cassidy, parting thoughts?
Didn't get to do the tequila mac and cheese. That was sad.
Yeah, I was hyped for that.
But another great season of Tavern Talk. Tavern Talk has been around since THL officially launched, when you think about it, which is kind of crazy, right? Tavern Talk's been a thing since the official season 1. So I don't know what THL looks like without it. Hopefully it doesn't actually go away. But this has become like a weekly pastime that members have like been indoctrinated into since it started, which is kind of surreal to think about. Like not everybody watching tonight has watched since the beginning of Tavern Talk, which is nuts. So that's been surreal. It's been a ton of fun. Doing it every week was a ton of fun. And Jack Sox has been great putting it together. Hopefully somebody steps up and fills those shoes. But otherwise, let's have a fun weekend watching the finals.
Guys, thank you again for all the kind words. I've really had a blast doing this. I am genuinely hyped about this weekend and seeing a brand new champion being crowned. No repeats here. Possibly a new team as well as a new champion. Rookie champions could be cool. So hang around tonight, guys. 10 p.m. Eastern if we get that thing streamed. If you have the capability to do it, please do. If it weren't for the fact that I go to bed around that time because I'm an old man, I would do it myself. So please, somebody step up. I want to watch it on my phone while laying in bed. You guys can lay in bed with me. Kappa Pride.
Oh.
Yep.
No, Fear Pride.
Veer Pride. And
Where are your parting words?
Dude, I love this league. I would have stopped playing Hearthstone a long time ago if it weren't for this league. I still plan to fully participate next season if a captain will be kind enough to have me. I still plan to come and bug you guys in Salty Saturday streams. This is not me going away. It's just me passing the torch on Thursday nights to hopefully somebody willing and able to pick it up and run with it. I would feel a great deal of remorse if this show didn't continue to be a part of this league, a part of this community. And I would feel as if I took something very valuable away from this community. But the show is not me, guys. The show is that chat that's over there that's got all the hosts laughing. All the interaction from people that I would have never interacted with in this league. They don't come to Discord. They don't hang out on Facebook, but they're here in the chats. So please, guys, somebody pick up the torch and run with this thing. This needs to remain a show. And thank you for 5 awesome seasons of Thursday night fun, even the sober years. So those are my parting thoughts, guys. Oh, no, one last thing. I can't believe I forgot to say this. I had such a shit day today, and then I came on to set up Tavern Talk, and Mange was like, why are Cassie and Slimsh not involved in this? It started with Cassie and Slimsh, and then when they had to go do their various things, Mange stepped in. It felt only right to have you guys here tonight. So first off, Mange, thanks for suggesting that. It's second, Cassie and Slimsh, because I know you had like 5 minutes warning. Thank you for being here tonight and rocking those beautiful
this was
blazers.
Oh, I love being on Tavern Talk. That other time this season was really cool too when I got on at the last minute. Being a guest is cool too. Just feels good, man.
Cool times. Maybe one day I'll know what that feels like to be a guest on this show.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Slimsh, I got to hear the best buy you've ever given here, all right? So, guys, with all that being said, watch the championship hype. Good night and goodbye.
Bye.